and see if you could go that many sets. You would not make it that long without a Kragg. But it's okay.
Oh,
They're all sidetracked in this tournament, so we're keeping them busy for you.
Everyone's gaming. Can't blame them.
Yeah, but like I said, really excited for these two. I mean, this is a hilarious matchup as well. I've played a lot of Kragg Lox, and I mean the rock and the meatball and just all the moving pieces. These characters just bully each other so hard.
Yeah, both these characters really spawn items that sometimes just have minds of their own. Like,
yeah.
Rock does so many unique things and has so many unique interactions, and Meatball is a little bit less chaotic, but no less versatile.
Yes, and both of them, I mean, the cool thing here is there's a lot of character gimmicks in this game that only one player gets to use. Only one player gets to use Maple's Tether. Only one player gets to use Rano's Poison Stacks. Only one player gets to use Zeto's Fire. But every character gets to hit the meatball. Every character gets to use Rock Shards. And so when you put all that in one set, in one game, it is so wacky. There's just room for so many interactions that you will never see anywhere else.
That's what makes it so much fun. Alright, we're getting Retro Kragg up against the cave elephant Loxodont.
Yes.
I guess Loxodont's already a mammoth.
Yeah.
Which is excellent species choice, by the way, because of lore and plot reasons, but that's besides the point.
Yes, and so we're seeing, I mean, right now, AZCards, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, never mind. That was I love that. He did the Royal Shield, which is like one of the fastest ways to grab ledge in this game. Before that, I was going to say, I'm not sure AZCards knows he's playing Rivals 2, because this just looks a lot like his Kragg in Rivals 1. And it's working. I mean, he's looking so good right now. We saw Sparx just absolutely bullying people earlier in this tournament, especially against Hayes. And right now, AZCards is off to a great start.
Yeah, looking no worse for wear, though, is Sparx trying to find that huge backer out of shield, but nothing connecting thus far.
Weaving around that axe, and really, just such a patient player. He is perfectly comfortable retreating to the other side of the stage. Even when it's a small stage like this, you don't have a lot of room to work. That's not a lot of room to get away from him either. And so in this case, AZ isn't stuck in there with Sparx. Sparx is stuck in there with him, although not after that spike. That was a really good call out. Pillar is invulnerable when he started up, so Sparx had to time that until right after AZCards had actually finished creating the pillar.
Yeah, maybe anticipating AZ to come down in that moment, didn't go for a wall jump there, did Sparx, and gonna cost them their stock.
Yeah.
And it's really starting to snowball here. Finally an opportunity to get some damage up, but only to the tune of 8%, and double spot dodge.
Yeah, and we're seeing these these early percent down throws coming out from AZCards, something I really like to see. But overall, I mean, this is such a dominant showing against someone who we know is so good. I mean, we all know how good Sparx is. We've watched him earlier in his last set, just dominating Hayes. And right now, it feels like he's not being allowed to play the game.
But you know what? That's just. Sometimes the games go like that. Sometimes the motion of the ocean is not in your favor. But it's the best of 5 for a reason. Long sets are there for a reason. I mean, we saw an almost reverse 3-0 from Kodak after what felt like heals in such a strong position. So anything can happen. Loxodont's an explosive character on top of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where we go. Game number 2.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, we know, obviously, Sparx is incredibly talented. We know that they have the ability to adapt, and, this is not their first time playing each other in Rivals. So, we'll see. Might just take a game to adjust to AZ's style, but definitely a really strong showing.
The forward tilt, trying to really set up off ledge. We're already full magma. Oh, and catching Kragg with the rock in hand. We can just kind of do this for as long as the percent would allow us. Kragg can't do anything about it when you're holding a rock. No defensive options.
Nope, he cannot tech, he cannot shield, he cannot do anything that is not throw rock. And so if you can keep him in hit stun with gaps shorter than the amount of time it takes for him to throw the rock, nothing he can do about it. So In that case, we got some damage out of it, but that could 100% lead to a zero to death and infinite. There is no safety net for Kragg at that point. Oh, and Sparx burning the lava just to be safe, but really good combo there to take this first stock.
Yeah, far from mind using the resource, especially since you can gain it back so quickly, already up to 2 stacks.
Yeah, up to 2 stacks. We see the third, he had that third stack behind him if he was ready for it. I do love the...
Go ahead. I think we're going to talk about the same thing, the ledge specials.
That too. I was gonna say I love the way that Sparx is playing with these new the fireball mechanics. Just the ability to bounce it off the ground now. I saw him talking earlier today about how good it is that you can side B it. You just have all these options that have been added for it that add so much creativity. Beautiful down B back end. Oh my god.
Perfect.
All right, Sparx. This is like you said. This is why it's a long set. He's figured some stuff out, and now it's on AZ to figure out what he can do back.
Yeah, call and response type of set. Your 2 stock or your 3 stock even for my 3 stock. Like we'll get going, and we'll really get to see who is the better player in this moment based on how a long set ends up progressing. Nice tech with the floor hug in order to survive. The stall with the 0 magma burst as well. Looking for the back air, yet no finish. And in fact, AZCards is able to
finally gonna do it, but
winning
I mean,
scramble.
this is, when you're Kragg and you're trying to kill someone at 200, that's not ideal. Kragg has so much kill power, he's got so many options, and AZ really has been nickel and diming in this set, as opposed to the explosive punish game coming out from Sparx.
Yeah, we almost saw a shield break there as well. Almost a shield break setup there from AZ, was just a little bit off-timed when it came to hitting the rock. Either way, the side special to get back, but we're so ready in the part of Sparx trying to find one final finish to close out this game. Up tilt, no follow-up. And it allows AZ in order to get back to center stage and try and prolong this game as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the patience on that tech chase too, just chilling out. I mean, right now he's might be at kill percent from an F throw, certainly at kill percent from back air, any strong attack. So I think Sparx knows she can take her time and really just think through how she wants to approach this.
Oh, but an excellent piece of anticipation there from AZ. Catching the drift back as well.
Yep.
A couple meat bot tosses. Sparx trying to... there it is.
Yeah, great parry. And again, we saw that, that's the sliding parry. In every previous beta, when you parried, you would stop in place. Now, when you parry, you'll keep going a little bit, and that's all it takes to parry those rock spikes coming out from Kragg.
Yeah, it makes rock spikes, makes bubbles, makes any Lily, like, I guess technically Terry as well, but to a lesser extent. Any parries in general, just so much easier to manage and so much more rewarding to really have that read.
Mm-hmm.
1 set count. Sparx had a strong showing, but AZ was starting to really put some pieces together at the end of game number 3 or game number 1. Oh my god, game number 2.
Game number 2, yeah, 1-1 right now.
I'm an odd number guy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Game number 3 is going to be setting up here. Got some bands going on, some counter pick advantage, certainly mattering because when you have 2 heavyweights and 2 explosive characters, you really want to make sure you have the edge.
Yeah. So now, I mean, we're gonna see. This is Kragg historically loves these platforms. AZ especially really loves. He loves mixed up pillar. He loves doing this rock shards where it's ambiguous when they're gonna leave the platform and which ones will be on the ground. So this is definitely a comfort pick for him. And I think Sparx is gonna need to find a way to negate that as best as they can.
And we see, the pillar is such a disruption on a stage like this. Like, most stages are pretty long or very open, but the closed nature of this stage makes holding center really hard against Kragg, who will just sometimes spawn pillar and disrupt any amount of stage control you're trying to hold.
Exactly, yeah. That pillar, I mean, it cuts the stage in half. It is the size of a platform. It is so easy to get clipped by it, and
not to mention all the gimmicks that Kragg can have off of it. Still,
not to mention that, yeah. And again, I mean, I pointed this out earlier too, but AZ's movement is actually really clean. As someone who I know is this kind of old school player who's not the most technical, he's been doing these pivot shields to ledge that are like those. That's the fastest way to reach ledge in this game. If you don't know how to do that, if you're watching this, like definitely take notes from AZ here. That's a really good option. So I love to see that. It's so useful against Loxodont, where grabbing ledge is really the key to everything when it comes to edge guarding him.
Big forward strong there as well to hold steady, keep things even as cards are starting to get moving. Double forward there.
Yep.
Oh, and the intercept of the ledge special.
Yeah, the down B there just absolutely stuffing Craig's ledge, Loxodon's ledge getup. Yeah, I love and
the patience from Sparx.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the Rivals 1 like veteran moment where if you have someone who's not a Rivals player who hasn't fought Kragg before, they'd be like, what do I do? I have to break this pillar and I have to go in. And Sparx understands, like, no, this isn't an inherently favored situation for you. You can't hit me here. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna see what you do, and then you're gonna have to deal with it. And that's how they've gotten this lead.
Yeah, we get to see the inversion of pillar control from the side of the opponent. Just if you're spawning pillar too much offensively, you have no pillar to make it back.
Yep,
okay, that time was
just, there.
Yeah, amazing edge guarding thanks to the size of burst on the side of Sparx as they go up 2-1. But just like pillar manipulation, it has been excellent from Sparx in order to take this lead in the set.
Exactly, yeah. You can really see the comfort level against Kragg coming out from Sparx here. It's so easy to get overwhelmed by a player as confident and as comfortable as AZCards, who really has a game plan and will stick to it. And Sparx is saying, I understand your game plan. I've been fighting this character for however many years now. But you haven't fought Lox before. You haven't seen this stuff. And so right now, AZ's going on the back foot.
Potential last game, going to a small stage, trying to replicate the success as they did on the treetop. Okay, here we go, Tempest Peak game number 4, and it's off to the same type of start as before. That mix-up from forward tilt is so favored on the side of Loxodont, and Sparx have been representing as much as possible, as well as this platform movement. The down air starter is everything. A forward air to displace, and that's it.
The pillar. Yep. Dude, Sparx is, I mean, the comfort level after that game 1, it really feels like Sparx just needed a game to be like, oh right, this is how you play. And now, ever since then, it's been all Sparx. And it really just feels like there hasn't been a point where AZ has really had that upper hand. And even things like Pillar that are, you know, Kragg's tools, Lox is still using them to great effect. So...
yeah, lots of understanding coming out from Sparx. AZ not far behind here, doing a solid 108, but Loxodont is just so big. He hits the tall height of the side platform with just up strong. Yeah. It's a big elephant, a big beetle. Wants anything that could potentially close down this stock. Really starting to snowball here. Down throw, potential tech chase, but it was a little bit too slow.
Okay, I thought that was another gimp right there. And clearly Sparx is looking for it. So AZ started to adapt his timing, started to do these really early up Bs to make sure that he's actionable on the pillar by the time Sparx is out there. But this deficit is just so huge. And really, since that game 1, AZ's been really struggling to find these kills. And if you can't kill Loxodont, I mean, he's going to do an awful lot of damage to you. Beautiful back air. Yeah, this is... there. It's just a brutal showing here by Sparx.
God, and the air dodge away from the shards, because the forward air picks things up. Down 2 stocks to 1 here. Again, it's still very much with plausible on the mind, but not with the way that
plausible,
Sparx
but we need something to change. Like, either Sparx needs to, you know, kind of, you know, have an SD or start playing on tilt or something, or AZ needs to really pick this up. And I don't think that he's gonna get the chance. That was. What do you do there? Tell me, Loxodont is stomping on that platform. It covers the entire platform. What is Kragg to do?
That's awesome. For everyone that is not so worried or not so sure about how to play against Kragg, anticipate pillar spawns. A lot of times it's very clear about where they're going to pull pillar based on height and position, which is why you usually see some of the best Kraggs spawn a really high, really far out pillar.
Yep.
But we didn't see that at all from AZ. It was a lot of mid to long range pillar, not a ton up close either. And those are the most dangerous pillars, especially against Loxodont, who does, with the proper usage of magma, can really reach out there. And you know what? It worked like a charm 3 times over in that game number 4 to win the set 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Our
Yeah,
first
great
non-game
showing,
5.
Yeah, exactly. First non-game 5. That gives us 3